¿Qué onda con la Chona? Acomódate porque aquí comenzamos.
Quiero mandarle un gran saludo y un enorme abrazo y un besote a Gaby la Chona, allá hasta la revista Que Onda Magazine, de parte de Arturo Salati, vocalista de Guardianes del Amor. Dios te bendiga, Gaby, ahí nos estamos leyendo.
A mis amigos de Que Onda Magazine, les habla Ezequiel Peña y quiero agradecer infinitamente todo su apoyo. A mi gente de Houston, saludos, Dios los bendiga. Y no que no se podía. Claro que se puede, diga, su amigo Ezequiel Peña.
Lo que viene, la verdad es algo que siento que va a ser lo más grande de sí. No me he sentido de esta manera desde el 2005, cuando sacamos el disco de Amor y Dolor y traeba el disco de Mejor Disco. Estoy excited, así de contentos estoy de hacer esta producción de lo que viene.
1, 2, 3, 4 singles, I think, off of that album, and it did really well. So we did the radio tour, went around Texas, touring all the radio stations, and Texas radio was very supportive and very gracious to play a lot of our music, and a lot of the songs moved up on the Texas charts and all that kind of thing. So we had a lot of fun with it, and then we came out with a second album, which is called I Ain't Playing Around. Sorry, I almost had a loss there. Yeah, I Ain't Playing Around. We came out with that one, and we released 2 or 3 singles off that album. 2 for sure. Can't remember if we did the third one or not. But another really good album. On the first album, I wrote every song except for we redid Kiss an Angel Good Morning.
Okay.
And so we redid that song. But on the second album, I got a bunch of different writers, and some of them had songs that they hadn't cut. And so I ended up cutting some of their songs. And so that was a lot of fun. And then we just went in the studio 2 weeks ago to record a new album.
I know, we're getting there.
Yeah,
Hold on on that one.
I can't wait.
But how many songs have you written?
Oh, gosh.
Have you counted them?
I don't even know. Yeah.
No?
There's a lot of them that I've started and haven't finished.
More or less? 50, 20, 100?
200 probably.
200
Yeah.
songs. Wow.
Probably somewhere in there.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
And like I said, a lot of it's just when things pop into your head or your heart, you write it down. When you go through good times and bad times, like 2 years ago, I lost my dad, to cancer. He battled for 7 years. And I wrote a song for him, when he passed away. When my grandfather passed away, I wrote a song for him, both of my grandfathers. And so, the emotions that you go through, it brings back memories and it brings back words, and you start to write all those down, and pretty soon you write a song.
Would you say that that's what made you or started off on you writing a song? Because you mentioned back in high school, was it?
Yes.
Was it a heartbreak? You fell in love? Or
It was love.
It was love.
I thought it was love.
Okay.
In high school. But no, I'm a very romantic person. I love watching romantic comedy movies and love stories. I mean, The Notebook is one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie. And so I love the emotions. And to me, music, songwriting and music is very emotional. Even if it's not, even if there's no lyrics. Some of the classic music from, the early, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, it's very, very emotional. You listen, like when you go to an opera or something and you hear just the music, you can tell, the music is very emotional. And so for me, it was writing down thoughts in my head or things in my heart on paper and then starting to kind of piece them together into a poem or into a song.
How do you do that?
I don't know. It's hard.
It's just.
I wish I could say it's easy. For some people, it probably is. For me, it's not easy. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. Like, Don't Flirt with a Texas Man, I probably wrote that song in less than an hour. It just came to me.
Really?
Don't Walk Away, I probably wrote that song in less than an hour.
And to connect the words with the rhythm, the music. I mean, it's country still, but
Right.
you do have to give it a rhythm. So
Yeah, it has to have that meter and that rhyme and all that. It has to really flow. And so that's hard. I mean, there's songs like I said I've written that you'll never hear because I just don't think they're that good. I've written them, but they're just not that good. They don't really speak to me, but it's my thoughts on paper. And then there's songs that I thought, like on the second album we did, the song In the Middle of the Second Verse. That was not going to be on the album. We hadn't planned on putting it on the album, but we got into the studio. I had just written it like a week before we went to the studio.
Why not?
I said, hey guys, y'all check out this song that I wrote last week. So I played it for them and they were like, oh my gosh, that's great. We got to put that on the album. I said, okay, well, I guess so, whatever. So we worked it up in the studio right there.
Why did you think it was not going to be in that album? I mean, what
I
was?
just wrote it the week before.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it. We already had a bunch of songs we were ready to put on the album, and that was not one of them because I had just written it. So nobody really had heard it. And so when I played it for them in the studio, they were like, oh my gosh, that's great. We got to put that on the album. And we did. And it turned out to be a lot of people's favorite song on the whole album. So you just never know.
And you're going to play that one too.
I'll
today.
play that one, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll play that one.
Okay, so going back to your life, of course, because the music comes hand by hand with your family, of course, and everything that you've gone through, bits and pieces here and there that you share with us in social media. We kind of know a little bit of your life story, but let's start with you as a man marrying and becoming a father.
Oh, man. There's a lot of things I could have done better, I can tell you that. Yeah, I mean, to me, being a dad is the best job in the world. That's my most favorite job, is being a dad. I love kids. If I could have 20 kids, I would. I just can't afford them. They're too expensive. But being a dad's my favorite job. And so, I got married the first time very young, right out of college, and I needed to mature. I needed to grow up. I needed to learn more about myself and about life and all that. And I was doing music. I was doing evenings and weekends, and she was a school teacher working days. So we never saw each other. We would just like pass each other in the night, like, okay, see you later. I got to go to work.
Yeah.
So that relationship we just kind of grew apart. We had the two kids, Anna and Cooper. We call him Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper.
And so we had them, and then later in life, I got remarried about a little over 11 years ago. And so we blended families. My wife has two boys, and I have the two kids. And so that was hard too. When you go from being a single parent with two kids and you blend families, and your discipline styles are different, and your rules at home are different.
Getting together, and
it's a little different. Now, luckily, the kids all got along well, but trying to merge all of that into one house was a little difficult at first. It's got to be. The kids are older now. I mean, we just graduated our last one out of high school, and so now the other ones are off and doing their thing. So it's kind of like, wow, we look back and go, for 11, 12 years. Then of course we dated for I think 5 or 6 before we got married. I've known her youngest since he was 2 years old. So I mean, I've been in his life as much as he can remember.
Definitely. I mean,
so,
you are the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been it's like anything. It's not easy.
What role does the music play in your married life and with the kids, especially?
Yeah. So I would say when I got married, I slowed down. I don't travel and tour as much as I used to. We used to go all over Texas all the time, and now it's kind of like, if I can stay home, I'll stay home. But we still play 4 to 8 shows a month. And so we still travel. Like, we're going to Fort Worth this coming weekend.
Yes.
Up there in Cowtown, doing a show up there. We just booked.
Is that the one in Hoots?
Hoots, yeah.
Yes.
Hoots, yeah. Hoots
yes.
Hall.
We have the flyer there, so we're going to pass it on
Cool.
on the
Thank
live.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
you know anybody in the Fort Worth area this Saturday night?
I do. I have friends over there in Dallas, Fort Worth, all over.
I grew up there, so it's a
Yeah.
great place. We love getting to go back to Cowtown. I love the stockyards and going down there. It's so much fun. Yeah. But yeah, so I slowed down. I knew, when I first started doing music, my kids were probably 08, so my kids were 6 and 5 years old. And I wanted to be the next Brad Paisley, the next Kenny Chesney, the next, whoever. And then I started seeing how much you had to be gone from home. Yeah. And it wasn't worth it to me. And so people ask me all the time, why don't you go to Nashville? Why don't you go, That's not the plan that God has for me. God has for me to be a dad first. And
so you put that first all the time.
I kind of told God whenever all this happened, you know what? You gave me these abilities, so you do whatever you want to with it. I'm tired of trying to cram a square peg in a round hole and not working. I'm not going to work that hard anymore. Whatever you want it to be, then you make it be that. Otherwise, I'm just going to have fun being a dad.
Well, I think you've done really good.
Well, thank you. God has been good.
I mean,
to
I've
us.
seen you everywhere in Texas, like
Yes.
playing here and there all the time.
We've been
and then
blessed.
you were
It's
just
hard
in the
work.
rodeo, also. I saw you
Yeah,
at
we
the
played.
rodeo.
This is, I think, our 15th year to play at the Houston Rodeo. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We do a lot of committee events throughout the year, a lot of corporate, private events throughout the year. So
Yes.
it's fun. But we also play the bars and the dance halls and the festivals and rodeos and all that. So it's been, like I said, we've been very blessed. It's hard work. I mean, it's not easy. We don't just show up and everybody, picks our stuff up for us. I mean, it's hard work.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We leave. I mean, I'll tell people all the time, I might work 40 to 60 hours during the week for construction. And then on the weekends, I work another 40 hours with music, with traveling and setting up and tearing down and all that. It's a lot of work.
So you're not that guy that, like, bring me my Fiji water and I'll walk away and you carry everything?
No, I have always treated music like I'm a small business owner, And so you think of all the people, like I have a friend, Jacob, who runs Los Arcos Tacos over here.
Yes.
And it's a family restaurant that they started, and he's taken it over. And Jacob's a hard worker, but he's the first one there and the last one to leave. Well, I'm the same way. So when we play a show, I'm the first one to get there. I've got the trailer with all the sound system in it, everything's in it. And so I'm the first one there, and usually I'm the last one to leave.
And you're picking up cables.
Yes,
and
you're
stuff.
putting chairs away and picking up your trash off the stage, and you're trying to leave.
I saw you
you're
at
trying
the-
to leave
I mean-
the venue nicer than when you got there.
I saw you at the rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there with the comedian. I saw
So
you.
yeah, so it's hard work, but the part that we love is when we're on the stage playing music together. That's what makes it all worthwhile. The rest of it's hard work. I mean, but the music is the fun part. The entertaining is the fun part. We love that.
So you should be proud, very proud that you're able to do it, and you don't need big stages. I mean,
Well, and people have asked, they say, when will you say that you've made it, that you've made it as a star? And I said, I've already made it because we get paid to play music. We don't make a ton of money. We're not rich, and we don't have private jets and all that kind of stuff. But we make money playing music, and we love it. And so for me, I made it. Everybody has their own level of success. And for me, I'm totally comfortable and content with my level of success. I love it, and I hope I can keep doing it until I die. It's a good balance.
especially because, I mean, I see you mixing in music all the time, and your post. I love your post with your family,
Yep.
and then playing the piano,
Yep.
and then suddenly going to get a haircut, Anna falling asleep there on the
right.
side.
It's when you follow me on social media, it's real life. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to try to pretend that we have everything put together. I mean, sometimes we have bad days, and sometimes things don't go right. That's life.
Yeah.
And so
Your sense of humor, I love it. I just love it. I just love it. I mean, I wish all the guys were like you with that
Well,
sense of humor.
I don't know
Because,
about
I mean,
that.
you've been through so much and you still find a way to always laugh about it and find the fun part of everything. I mean, it hurts. It does hurt.
It does.
But you have to find a way to always come back.
Yeah, and you have to remember that no matter how bad it is, somebody else probably has it worse.
There you go.
And so, like with Anna, Anna's nonverbal. She doesn't walk or anything. She's in a wheelchair. But there are other parents that never get to see their kid smile. There are other parents that never get to see their kid make a noise or anything like that. And I get that every day with Anna. And so you have to be grateful and appreciate the small things, because otherwise you just focus on the negatives. And that's no way to live.
Yeah, totally. But you do make your posts on social media so much fun.
They're
I
fun.
remember the one that was like the rip husband. You remember that one?
Yes.
What was that all about? I mean, come on. A
Ugh.
guy mentioning that on social media for women? I mean,
I got a lot of flack for that from some people. But, well, Rip on Yellowstone, all these women just love him. And, oh, I want a husband like Rip. No, you don't.
I mean, I
don't.
would have read that from a lady. But you
Yeah.
writing about that?
Yeah, I caught some flack for that. It went pretty viral on social media too. And so I was getting all these messages from all over the world, and who do you think you are? And I'm like, hey, it's my page. I said what I wanted to.
Where did it come out from?
Well, I guess there are so many guys out there that work hard to provide for their family and to be there for their wife and their children, and they sacrifice all kinds of stuff. But all of a sudden you see some TV star on a fake TV show, and they're like, oh, I want a husband like that. No, you don't. Most women are so controlling Okay, not you. I know you're perfect.
No.
Most
Don't look
women,
at me.
most women are a lot of them are controlling to where if they had a husband like Rip, they would be, nagging at him and you need to do this and da da. Rip's he's not gonna play that game. He's gonna tell him to shut up and go back in the house and cook dinner or whatever, and they're gonna get their feelings hurt. And so it's like some of you women say that you want this leader and this man who's gonna take charge, but then that means you can't take charge, and you're not gonna like that because you like to take charge. My wife is the same way. My wife is very independent. And when we got married, she was like, I want a man who's a leader and I want somebody who's going to run, take care of our family. And I said, great, I'm going to do that.
Are you looking at the producer? He's taking notes.
He's taking notes and biting on a flauta from
Yeah.
tequilas. I know.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so I told my wife, I said, look, you said that you want this husband. And then once we got married, you think you're going to run the house. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, then you need to go find a different husband because that's not me. And so, like I said, a lot of times I think women say they want that, but when it comes down to letting go and letting the man be the boss, they have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
And I think some of that's the society, some of it's feminism. Women are, they want to be more independent. Hey, good, go do that. But I'm still the old-fashioned guy who opens the door for my wife every time she gets in the truck. I always open the door. I cook I probably cook, I would say 80 to 90% of the dinners I cook at our house. My wife is very busy with her job. I love to cook.
Yeah.
And I love to meet my family's needs. I love to take care of my family. I do my own laundry. I do Anna's laundry. My wife does her laundry. Our boys are old enough, they do their own laundry. So it's a partnership, and you have to figure out what works for you. But, and we have that struggle sometimes where she tries to take charge, and I'm like, hey, no.
Yeah.
We do this together.
Y luego se nos olvida pagar los biles, señoras. ¿Cómo queremos a alguien así grandotote, corpulento? Y luego para que se nos olvide pagar el bill, pues ¿cómo?
True.
Right?
Yep.
See what I'm talking about? This guy is so much fun, and I love
Ayudamos a detener el proceso y ayudar a la venta. Esto va a ser a través de una casa de título y para firmar la venta final tiene que hacerse en la embajada de Estados Unidos más cercana a usted. Si alguien le dice que no, que así, que con un abogado, no es válido. Para que sea una venta válida en el de Estados Unidos, por cosa y creemos profesionales, hemos hecho solo y a lo mejor pues pierda su hogar.
una situación así.
7 vino que familia. A veces como hispanos esperamos así miedo.
Compartido esta información con nosotros, te vamos a invitar de nuevo porque esta plática está buenísima y yo tengo muchas más preguntas para ti porque pues yo sé que por ahí, te comento, hay muchas personas con dudas y especialmente como hispanos, te digo, las leyes son diferentes, estamos en un país extranjero y tenemos que educarnos y enseñarnos cómo se rigen las leyes acá. Entonces, por lugares como el tuyo que nos ofrecen este tipo de información, pues podemos avanzar aquí en este país. Muchísimas gracias por haber estado con nosotros.
Muchas gracias a ti, gracias por invitarme, es un placer estar aquí. Un placer conocer al señor Wayne Dade.
Maravilloso,
maravilloso artista.
Sí. Bueno,
me la pasé muy bien, muchas gracias.
No,
Muchísimas gracias por
a ti,
invitarme.
Eric. Y bueno, pues nos vamos a ir a comerciales porque viene de regreso Mr. Cooper Wade con nosotros
Wade,
aquí en
Cooper
¿Qué
Wade.
onda? Con la Chona.
Gracias.
Love having you tonight. Thank
We're live.
See what I'm talking about? This guy is so much fun, and I love having you tonight. Thank
Thank you for having me. I'll come anytime, especially if we
will.
get flatitas.
Yes, no, you're gonna get
Man.
flautitas and corn and everything from Tequila's Ice Cream Shop.
I'm going to get fat, is what you're saying.
No.
What did you get on La Chona? I got fat.
You do take, I mean, I've seen you. You take good care of you. And then,
try.
I mean, you always exercise. And do you eat healthy or do you,
For the
like,
most part.
are you a Whataburger guy or no?
I actually ate Whataburger breakfast this
Oh.
morning. So, yeah. And I like margaritas. And,
Okay.
yeah. So, but I very little.
How do you put up with all those calories? I mean, I drink a sip of piña colada and I'm 10 pounds
Oh, gosh.
bigger.
But like I said earlier, I don't sleep much. So I'm always on the go. I'm always doing stuff.
Is that
So
the
I think I
secret?
just burn a lot of calories.
Okay, I'm not gonna sleep now. No, okay. So I really love having you here and
I love
enjoying
it.
your music, and everybody's fascinated with you. You are gonna come back,
Love
but
it.
let's keep on enjoying.
Let's do it. What you got?
I have a request.
Okay, you got a request.
You remember
my
those,
songs?
those days from the radio and when you called in and asked for a song?
Hello, Casey Kasem. I'm calling to dedicate a song to my girl.
Exactly. And then also something a little bit about me. I never talk about me on the shows, but this is a song that I used a lot when I was a wedding coordinator here in Houston.
Really?
Yes. I worked for many halls here in the city, and this was one of my preferred recommendations to all the weddings when we were coordinating, and they wouldn't have a song, or they wouldn't they would tell me a little bit of their story, and I know which song.
Yeah, there's nobody out there that's perfect. There's no person who's perfect. But you try to find the one person who's perfect for you.
Yep.
And that's what this song is about. And I actually got to play it at some friends of mine that got married, and I changed the lyric at the end where it says, "And I'm so glad she's loving me." At their wedding, I said, "I'm so glad she's marrying me."
Oh.
And they looked at me when they said that. She just started crying. It was really cool. I could have redone it for you.
Yeah.
I'll sing it for you right now.
Okay, let's
So
do it. Yes.
Song called "She's Perfect for Me."
Yes.
I really don't know where to start. It all began the day that she stole my heart. I knew I'd never be the same. This love I'd found wasn't just a game. She's no ordinary girl. She's a woman that redefined my world. She taught me what it is to love. Without her love, it wouldn't be enough. But she's perfect as a sunrise on a blue, clear summer day. We're cuddling up on an ice-cold winter morning. I've never had a woman's love affect me this way, and it's so clear to see she's perfect for me. Never really gets too mad. She's always extra good, even when she's bad. She doesn't cuss or swear or blame, but if she did, I'd feel the same.